And well, moving on to the big news just coming in, robbers dig 2-meter tunnel towards jewellery shop. Well, tunnel dug from a stormwater drain and robbers have now fled with 1 kilogram of gold. Well, robbers were found digging a 2-meter tunnel towards a jewellery shop. And the tunnel was dug from a stormwater drain and it was almost 2 meters in length. And now the robbers have also been successful in fleeing with 1 kilogram of gold jewellery. My colleague Varghese joins us with more details on this. Well, Varghese, we see scamsters as well as thieves getting smarter by the day. What more can you tell us?
Well, Nishita, what happened is that this particular jewellery is on Ramamurthy Church Road and in the KR-Puram limits. And what we know at present is that this particular tunnel that was bored through was bored from nearby drainage. And from that drainage, it was bored straight into a jewellery. It is called Kairali Jewellery. It belongs to a Kerala-based businessman. Now, this person had gone to the native for some reason during summer, and what happened is the robbers had followed his departure, and they started drilling a tunnel from that one end inside the shop. Now, the person, the owner, Rajgopal, when he came after the vacation from his native, discovered a huge hole inside his, in front of his jewellery, and then later when he checked with his inventory to find out, he found that at least 1 kg of gold has disappeared from his shop, and at present he has informed the police. The police are investigating the matter, Nishita.
Right, and also it certainly looks like the individuals who have committed this crime could be someone known to the victim, as they have followed his movement. They know when he left town and they know when he was not around. They knew from which direction. It certainly seems very well planned.
It seems to be a very well planned affair, Nishita. What we know at present is that, in fact, they knew the distance between the drain and this jewellery. The jewellery was very close to this particular drain that was taking away garbage water from there. So it was a stormwater drain, and they knew the distance that was there between this particular jewellery and the stormwater drain. And judging from it, they ensured that they were able to, in fact, dig a hole straight in through that stormwater drain and drill a tunnel in towards this particular jewellery, and they in fact able to crawl through that tunnel. It was enough, it was almost 2 meters in diameter, so it was enough for one person to crawl through it and enter the jewellery without anyone noticing or setting out any alarms. And also, since the jewellery was shut and the owner was not there at that place, it came to light that nobody else also bothered with regards to it. But only when the owner came, and when he opened, he came to discover a huge hole inside the jewellery, and from there these robbers have taken at least 1 kg of gold and taken it away to and fled with it. But at present, the police are investigating the case, and they are trying to ascertain as to who could have done this particular robbery. But from the outset of it, it's a well-planned robbery. They, in fact, knew the whereabouts of the owner, and they also knew from where to, in fact, drill that particular tunnel through which they were able to carry out this heist, Nishita.
Right, and also, do we know if there are any leads into the criminals who exactly committed this crime?
Well, at present, the police are investigating. They are getting the dog squad, and forensic experts are being employed. They want to at least get some kind of a fingerprint which they could be able to, in fact, find out whether there are known criminals who are doing this, or that is there any fingerprints that would match the files that they have, so that they will be able to get a lead. And so, at present, the basic investigating agencies are there, and they are looking at the basic investigative techniques so that they can gather data from the spot of crime and later follow up with it, Nishita.
Right, and also, more often than not, we have seen there are many small jewellery stores across the city, and they are not equipped with the CCTV cameras, the regular security devices that need to be put in place while opening a shop as sensitive as a jewellery store.
Well, it is also this kind of a robbery always highlights the fact that small jewelry shops are actually at the receiving end of thieves because of the lack of equipment that would be employed in security. Normally, alarms and other things would be employed by big jewelry showrooms, which would in fact so sophisticated that it would trigger off an alert immediately if there is something unwantedly happening over there. But over here, it is very interesting to note that. This is a small jewelry, and they had in fact kept an eye on the owner, and that they knew exactly what how about to go about it. And it seems that since this particular jewelry had no such alarm systems in place, they were able to do this, Nishita.
Right, stay with us, Varghese. Well, you can see the visuals from inside this jewelry store. It is a small store, and this is the hole that was dug up. It is almost 2 meters in length, and it connects to a stormwater drain that is close by. We can see the police officials who have arrived at the spot along with the forensic experts. Now they will be taking all the evidence that they can find from the jewelry store, but one can clearly see the kind of dangers that a small jewelry shop faces, especially if it's not equipped with adequate security, if there is no guard in place at all times, or if there are no CCTV cameras present in these small jewelry shops, but they still have the valuable metal gold, then it can attract miscreants, and miscreants can go to any lengths, as we have seen in this case. And curious onlookers have now gathered right outside this store as they have realized that a 2-meter tunnel was dug up just to reach this jewelry store, and 1 kilogram of gold jewelry has now been stolen by the miscreants. Well, this is the Kerali Jewellers, and this is the jewellers shop that has gotten targeted, where miscreants have noticed that the owners had gone out of town, and that's the reason why they got to act. Well, Varghese, now coming back to you, we can see that despite the robbery being successful, one is really astonished that this particular shop is located in a busy street. There are shops close by, there are people close by, so it is quite surprising indeed that they managed to get away with this theft.
In fact, Nishita, it is also a place where you would find a lot of hectic activity among the citizens over there, and it is quite astonishing with the fact that nobody in fact noticed the amount of work that has gone into this particular robbery. In fact, to dig a tunnel such as that and get into the jewelry require a lot of mud to be evacuated from that area. So how did these people in fact manage to do it is something interesting. Probably because it was next to a stormwater drain, they must have been able to dispose of the mud without attracting much attention inside the stormwater drain itself. So it looks like a very well-planned robbery, and also it failed to be noticed by the citizens around. So it is also an area that is crowded with all other shops also. There are other smaller shops in that area, and how those shopkeepers also gave it a miss. That is something that is quite interesting to note. Probably because the owner had gone to his native and that the shop was in fact shut down, people knew that it must have been safe. But since this happened inside the shop and the tunnel was in fact inside the shop, and from outside it looked like nothing is happening, people must have not taken notice of it, Nishita.
Right, thank you for joining us with all those details there, Varghese. Well, quite a dramatic theft being reported there, where a jewelry store in fact was robbed by miscreants after a 2-meter long tunnel was dug up from a nearby stormwater drain which led right into the store.